Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakudash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that choose word, not true faith and Saturday. Shalom to the believers as well. You know, so we back out here again, man, to continue to decree the downfall of this place, America. You know, we are witnessing this process of the destruction of America. And it's only going to get worse as we close in on the end of 2022. You know, we're seeing that there's no hope for the next year. Matter of fact, somebody get Ezekiel 7, start at verse 5, because what we're seeing is the symptoms to the end of an empire. You can get somebody else, get St. Matthew 24. You got it, right?
Yeah, it's Ezekiel 75. It said, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shah, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come.
See? So he said, as you can see, behold, thus said the Lord of power. This is the decree from Yahweh Shah that evil and only evil is come. And it says, behold, why? Because of the events that take place upon the planet Earth. We see it. Whether you not actually experienced it, you can go to an article, interview, a news clip to show you that evil and only evil is come. You know, you got it out.
Yep, he said, an end is come. The end is come.
The end is come. And we seeing it. Why? Because it's all these evils are happening at a high rate. You know, you got it out.
Yep, it watching for thee. Behold, it is come.
See, they're watching for thee. You know, so meaning the end is waiting on you, man. You have pretty much have been, these people have been snared in an evil time. You know, get that on St. Matthew.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming?
See, so this, as you can see, this is a private matter. This is actually a secret. Matter of fact, get Daniel 2, and I believe it's like 19 or something like
This is
It is Daniel 2 and verse 19. He said, then was the secret revealed unto Daniel.
And what was that secret? Concerning that interpretation of the Nebuchadnezzar's dream, which entails what? The rise and fall of kingdoms, man. The build up to the kingdom and empire, those four major kingdoms to come before the kingdom of heaven will be established. That's that secret, man.
Verse 4, it says, and Yahweh answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
So like read that again out from the top.
And Yahweh answered and said unto them, take heed that...
verse 3 again.
Oh, so like in verse 3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world.
And of the end of the world, the end of this age. You know, that's what we're witnessing. The downfall of this kingdom. You know, and that's a secret. As we just read in Daniel the 2nd chapter. It was, like I said, it was a private conversation between Yahweh and the disciples. You got it out.
And Yahweh answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many.
So yeah, because we're in the height of deception. You know, you have these pseudo outlets, you know, these different forms of water or ways of relief in this lifetime, you know, from a basketball career to a college education. Those are those false anointings. Because it's your way out, so to speak. You know? Even all the way up to, you actually got men that say that they are the Lord. you know. But they ain't, it's to no avail. You're gonna ultimately run into a brick wall, whether that brick wall be the family, you know, the concentration camps of the Muslims, man. You gotta know why.
And you should hear wars and rumors of wars.
And yeah, and that's through the articles and the videos we see. You know, it's expounded on the different skirmishes that's taking place throughout the planet Earth, and it's happening at a high rate. This is not an every once in a while thing. The Lord is talking about. This is going to be constantly happening, as we just read in Ezekiel, the 7th chapter. Evil and only evil. Evil on top of evil. You know, matter of fact, get that, you can hold that Luke 21. Keep going, huh?
It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
See, because that's the icing on the cake, so to speak, and war. It's a build up to that event. You know, which we in that closing in on the Quran to take center stage to prophecy. This is what's taking place on the earth. You know? You got it, huh?
It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
So you got, we see the build up to race wars by these police shooters. They're stirring up Jacob. You know, as well as the kingdom against kingdom, the world war, man. Nation against nation, man. We seeing all these things taking place upon the planet Earth. You got it?
And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
See? It said famines. And that's plural. Because, yeah, of course it's going to be a lack of bread and water. But it's also going to be a lack of answers. That's why it tells you it's going to be perplexing. Matter of fact, I don't get that.
Yeah. This book of Luke 21:25, he said, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars.
Yep, see, it's going to be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars. So that's what we said. You know, we just recently had that sign in the heavens concerning all the planets that in our view. You know, that's a sign. That's this is, like I said, it's not an every once in a while thing with the signs in the heavens. You know, it was just an eclipse that took place. You got these different moons, which tells you the moon is a declaration for the times and seasons, man. These are all signs to show that we at the end of this world, the end of the so-called white man, this reign of terror. You know, it's that clock. You know, the shot clock is winding down on this man. You got it, huh?
He said there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars.
As well as chariot sign as well. You know, those are different heavenly signs, man. That makes the war in heaven makes more sense now. Chariots, you know, the devil got his fighter jets and shit. Everything is coming in place. Probably that we finna come into the perfection of prophecy, man. You got it, huh?
He said, and upon the earth, distress of nations.
See, and what's the key word in all that? And. So it's simultaneously happening. All these things happening at a high rate. You know, and. So as well as the troubles upon the earth, man. And this is what's going to contribute to the perplex. Matter of fact, continue. Right?
He said, and upon the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity.
With perplexity. So it's going to be pretty much the lack of answers. People are going to be ashamed in that day. That's why I tell you, going to Psalms, let me not be ashamed in that evil time. Because we held fast to the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, so that's going to be a part of that famine as well. The famine tells you that the Lord's going to send a famine of the word of the Lord. But that's what the answer's going to lie. That's why I tell you, he's going to hide his prophets in the evil time. You know? But you got it out.
He say, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roar.
So yeah, the people are being stirred up. And it's taking place by the way of these uprisings and sedition among men throughout the earth. These different government uprisings. And this is another sign. It tells you the Lord did not stir the times until the said measure was fulfilled. Somebody can get that. 2 Ezra, the 4th chapter. As a matter of fact, started at 28.
And it's 2nd Ezra 4 and verse 28. He said, but as concerning the thing,
But this is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 16. It says, for yet greater evil than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
See, greater evil. So we finna see the height of the highest degree of evils that's gonna take place upon the planet Earth. The Lord have set these people in the snare. When you got convenience culture, you know, to where literally everything is at the tip of your finger, man. And suddenly it's gonna be taken away. You know if these people have the experience going to a well to draw water. Even you have some have a goddamn tomato garden, so that's the height of a take, some shit. But you gotta wait on Publix to open up. Publix ain't gonna be open forever. So this is what's gonna contribute to those greater evils, as well as those mechanical dogs. He saw his military. We at the height. We finna see the height of the sword from seeing the gun is on display, these military vehicles, drones and mechanical dogs to the missiles. What's gonna actually contribute to the height of fire as well. The highest degree of fire. Because the Spirit of the Lord is gonna be in those missiles, man. That was it.
yep, 2nd Ezra 4 and 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
So Ezra was always a part of the end, as well as all the prophets. And that's why Daniel rejoiced when he was revealed that secret, because that's why I said wisdom and might are his. It was a gauge to what we were going to gauge where the kingdom of heaven would come. Now we at the part with the toes. It's being broken up now. So what else could come but the stone, man? That's what's on the scene. It's being made manifest by the way of these troubles. Like I said, the Quran is now becoming more and more manifest. You got it out.
Yeah, he say verse 29.
Oh, what it says, the evil is sown, Salakia, which is concerning America. This is the throne of the so-called white man, Babylon the Great. And each day you spend your time, your day in this place, it makes more and more clear that this is Babylon the Great. What other conclusions could you come to that this is not Babylon? From trannies to cereal to, any and everything vests you, man. But it just shows you that we in Babylon.
That which is sown be not turned upside down.
So yeah, this place has to be turned upside down. This place that was sown, which was America. The fate of it is going to be uprooted violently. And we witnessing this process. From this man is actually languishing. You're hearing about the different economic failures. This man, his influence, this different from his lies and deception. Even the minds of the people. And it's even shown through their leaders. You got Biden as an output. Shows you what we had in this process. You got it out.
Yep. He said, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that it's sown with good.
So this is the last stop, pretty much. This is the last hurrah for these heathen nations. Then we're going to actually witness that saying, and they said, look, we're going to witness that, man. So jump down to 37.
Yep. 2nd Ezra 4 and 37. By measures hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times.
So that's concerning the times of the kingdom and their rulership and their length, man. They was getting a certain number of years of rule, and in that is a certain measure they had to fill, man. You got it out.
But he do it not move nor stir them until the said measures be fulfilled.
See, until the said measure be fulfilled. So before World War III, that's why the Quran got to come, man. That's when the measure is going to be fulfilled. That tells you that how the Lord was going to take out the Amorites when their iniquity is fulfilled. There's a certain measure they have to meet before the judgment can commence, man. You know? You got to know why.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before.
So this is how we measure the times. But with the prophecy, man, says. You know, as we just read with our Lord Yahweh Shai mentions the sign of the war, rumors of war, the famines and the pestilences, and all these types of evils that's going to take place, as well as the signs in the heavens. And it's taking place at a high rate. You know, these are the things that we're seeing that's taking place to show that we are at the end. You got it right.
It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time.
See, we understand it. Why? Because we see things through the spirit of prophecy. You know, through the lenses of prophecy, as the elder brother Ron says, you know, looking things through those lenses of prophecy, that foresight. Now we understand. You know, it tells you that, what's that in Psalm 19? Matter of fact, somebody get that real quick. Psalm 19. Because it says you're going to understand. That's through prophecy. You know, the spirit of prophecy, 1917.
Yeah, this book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
Yep.
The testimony of the Lord is sure,
That testimony of the Lord is sure. You got it.
making wise the simple.
See, make it wise and simple. So now we're seeing things, you know, through the testimony of Yahweh Shai. We're very well understanding that this is their time, man. You know, you got it.
If you say,
Oh, no, I think that was it.
Good. 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand.
See, then, matter of fact, verse 3.
Verse 3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
See, earth, but that shall be seen. So, meaning what? It's going to begin to bud forth the words of the Lord. It's going to, that vision, you know, the words is actually going to manifest.
Behold.
Behold. To the point you seeing it on an article, and it's going to go to you actually experiencing it. From whether you actually suffering the 100 pains or eat during that famine, man. Lord, when we hope to, you know, be on that part of that righteous number to be preserved. Because it's written as well that somebody gotta suffer the famine, but somebody also gotta be saved from it as well. You know? But it said you ought to see it, so it's manifesting. We seeing these things bud forth. But like I said, through an article, it's going to get to the point where the spirit prophecy is going to be up close and personal, so to speak. You know, especially during that time, that hour of temptation, the hour of temptation. You got it, right?
Good. And uproars of the people in the world.
Yeah, so we're seeing earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and that's what's taking place. So you got earthquakes, you got a literal earthquake app, where that's just the norm now. To events that shake up the earth, such as the Crown Vic. The Goose wasn't just wearing face diapers. We had to wear it too, man. So that shook up the earth, you know. And now we're seeing that earthquake that's about to come, which is that Karak, tells that we shall try the world, we shall come upon all the world. You know, you got me, what?
It says, then shalt thou well understand that
See, you're going to well understand as these things continue to take place. Like, what else could it be, man? You know, you got it out.
that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
See, yeah, declaring the end from the beginning, man. From that even all the way to that Jacob and Esau, he's seeing it play out in his perfection now. That was declared in the beginning, you know. But we said prophecy is taking hold on the planet Earth. And you can't do nothing but to acknowledge how by Shema Shai, one way, form, and fashion, you know, because of these things that's happening. Whether by these deaths, great deaths, you're going to acknowledge the Lord, man. Then they're going to know the Lord when these judgments commence.
Isaiah 55 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, kind. You know.
That prosper, that take effect. You gonna know. You gonna see these words in live and living color.
Kind. Oh, kind. You got it.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time,
Yep.
but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Go.
And at the end it shall speak and not lie. It's the time of the end, right? Anyway, everything Yahushua spoke of, everything the prophet spoke of, like the brother just said, the officer just said, hey, you're gonna see it, man. It's gonna be bud forth. It's gonna be budding forth. Behold. Behold, you know.
Oh, so I say that's a saying in the world. You got to see it to believe it. That contributes to our faith and our walk. Eventually, we're going to see. That's Matthew the 24th chapter, as the brother was mentioning. To behold. Oh, can I say real quick, right? When you consider the maturation of life, you have the seed planted in the womb, and it's hidden. It's hidden for a season, for 9 months. The scriptures even speak about the time of life. And then eventually you see the seed. It manifests itself. So that's the same, dynamic of prophecy. How it unfolds.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's that word vision. Strong's H2372. It says to see, perceive, look, behold, prophecy.
See, behold. It says that what's the other?
Prophecy.
He's gonna get to the point when he speak, he's gonna experience it. And when he's speaking, it's gonna actually manifest, man. Like I said, it's gonna actually bud forth. And us, we're gonna have to eat it. Tonight, when you got what you were gonna get? Oh, Con. Read it again.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Yeah, and at a appointed time, which it also goes to that appointed place. Going back to 2nd Ezra the 4th chapter. This place got to be song for all this to take place. America had to be on the scene, which is Babylon the Great. That's the appointed time. Because America's now on the scene. It had to be built up. It talks about how it was the build up to America, going into those 3 wars. So this is an important place in prophecy, man. So that point in time also it got a geographical, what's called geographical.
Yeah. I was just actually thinking that landmark.
Yeah, that's it.
Point in time,
That's it.
it's like a landmark. You're on a mission. You're traveling to a neighboring city. Let's say that. And that certain landmark that serves as an indicator where you at in that process. So we got to be at the end. Look at this shit, man. You got the LGBTQ. And dare us to go into the meaning of the acronym. Lesbian, trannies. You know what a tranny is? Some big 6'8" nigga with fingernails. If you in the room with this nigga, he can actually overcome. Yeah, man, that's scary, man. All right, not to mention you got the queer. That's the cute part. What's a queer? I still don't really. That could be anything, So why wouldn't this be the last phase, if you will, the segue into the world to come? Y'all brought that out already, right? The 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. It would be a climax, if you will, a height. Somebody can get that too with that Revelation 14. Hold that on deck for the brothers. According to the story, that would be a climax of wickedness. It will reach its height before ultimately righteousness is established in the planet Earth. See? That's the way the Lord chose to do it. And it makes perfect sense. For an example, you consider the changing of the season. You have the spring, it runs its course in the summer. But it comes, for an example, before you go into the summer, the temperatures is not at its height. You know, it's coming from the spring, then it goes into its height, then it goes downhill into the next season. See? So that's the same with the kingdom of heaven being ushered in. Before that act, you're going to see wicked perverseness, right? Rebellion, witchcraft at its height.
Yeah, get that on real quick.
In Revelation 14, verse 17, he's saying another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven. He also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and carried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
See? So her grapes are fully ripe. This place has what it tells you in Revelation the 18th chapter, where it says have reached unto heaven. So this is the height of wickedness, man. We see in the height of wickedness, like Ella mentioned concerning the LGBT 123. And guess what? That's the norm in this lifetime. You know, that will make you know, you having you look crazy if you this you know, you hate it. You know, you look crazy.
Right.
You know, you look crazy if you don't eat pork. If you don't like adultery and shit like that.
Right.
But this is what this place promotes, the height of wickedness. Like I said, that evil that was sown, this place is what contributes to it upholds pretty much all the customs of these foreign nations. And actually, them niggas pay you to be wicked. You know, they'll pay for your shit to get clipped. You know? They'll pay for you to rap about adultery. They'll pay for you doing a 45-minute video on a mukbang, killing a king crab. You get paid for that shit, man. And they just scratching the surface, but they just showed you this is what America promotes. The contrariness to your how by Shem now was shot, man. You know? God.
Yeah, this that word right, the Strong's G 188. It says extremity, climax,
Extremity. To the extreme. Who have heard such of a trend?
Right.
That's a term. That's it. That came about in this system. You know, like I said, mukbangs. But that's just like I said. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's folly at its height. Yeah.
Right. And can I say too, like the brother mentioned, in 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter speaks about being sown. When something is sown, then it has to grow. It has to grow into its fullness. So that's why we know that Esau and him coming into power, especially as it relates to this present life, that proves that he's the wicked. Because ever since he came, his inception of the power, what happened? Wickedness have only rapidly increased. That's the same process of maturation with planting a seed. It eventually grows into its fullness. And that's the definition, guys, right? What's the definition? Right? And when something is ripe, then it commands attention. Like they say, like you have a pear tree. Once the pears become ripe, you feel compelled to pluck the motherfucker, you know? It's time. Everything is in its natural order. And even if you don't pluck it, and no one is there to pluck it, right? What happens? The pear falls anyway. So Esau got to fall. He done ran his course. The seed was planted. It was sown. So he has to fall out of power. That's the same will come with age. You've been on the earth 72 years, you're going to be in a decline. Right?
One of those words that comes to maturity.
Wow.
Wow. He has grown into this green bay tree.
He's full of the sins of his youth.
And it's 2nd Ezra 15 in verse 6. It said, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. This is wickedness at its height, and they have sown the planet earth. So some of that sort of you see groups wearing three-piece suits and shit. Guess what? Ain't that goes? You show that shows you that that darkness has reached over there. You know, you got it out.
Yep, he said, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled.
See, are fulfilled. It has gone into its fullness. It has matured. And now it's time for the judgment to take place, man. You know, you got something out?
The book is Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the Lord, moreover, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
So that's what you're saying. Our face is being set against this man. You, that's it. Yeah.
Come
So
on,
this
Lord,
our
position
face
us.
against the
Right
west.
against the west, man.
Against the west, yeah. That's it. That's that good set against evil. The east versus the west.
Yeah, we are taking a hard stance against wickedness.
That's it. That's it.
Right.
Keep going on that. It said our face is set against Mount Seir. So this is a part of our doctrine. You can't say, you can't teach about the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, teach about Yahweh Shai. That also includes prophesying against Mount Seir, that face. You know, you got it out.
And prophesy against it.
And this is a commandment. This is a commandment. You can't hold this off and get to it. No, this is a commandment from Yahweh Shema Shai. And it makes more sense in this time now. Why? Because this man is national mountain. Let's draw into this mountain. Got this beast system. This Christian make a whole lot more sense, man. Because this is the time where this is about to take place, man. You got it, man.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemi Yahushua.
See, and that's why we got the scriptures. That's the decree. You know? Thus saith the Lord. You got it, man.
Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee,
Yep.
and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
See, so the Lord is against Mount Seir, and it's throughout the scriptures. It's throughout the scriptures the Lord is against this place. You know, it's a build up to the destruction of America. It might say Egypt, it might say Nineveh, Babylon, but it still all points to this place. And it's Edom that rules it. The so-called white man. He's the what it tells you in the Zondervan's dictionary concerning the Edom, and he's prominent. He's chiefly concerning end times prophecy, man. The Isaiah 63 tells you that Yahushua coming to see Edom. Also, we read as Jeremiah 49, it tells you Yahushua is going to spread his wings over Basra, man. You know, you got it, right?
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be
See?
desolate.
And that show you that's talking about America cities. Because that's people don't come to America just to come to Illinois. They going to Chicago or to these cities. That's what they're known for. You know, LA and shit like that. That's what this place is. Got more cities and states. You know, this great city Babylon. These people are known as citizens. But that's the results of this. The Lord is going to lay this place waste. You got it?
And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Shemi
See, that's
Yahushua.
when the Lord is going to glorify, get his name glorified throughout the earth. This is how he's going to do it, through the destruction of Edom, man. It tells you that also in Romans the 9th chapter, concerning the same method he brought up Pharaoh. He's going to do it once again, man. You know? Matter of fact, get that Jeremiah 16. Get that Jeremiah 16 and like 14. You got something real quick? Yeah, go.
It is Jeremiah 50 and verse 2. He said, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not.
See, so this report is going forth throughout the earth. That this is it. It's being made known by the prophets, man. You got it.
Yep, he said, say, Babylon is taken.
And that's the report we're giving. America, this place is finished. It's taken. We have the chink in his armor. We have broken up the lies and the deceit, which kept this man head above water. You know, this is what contributed to his downfall. When you read Jeremiah's 49th chapter, it talks about how his wheels will perish and that he will be made bare. His secret places will be uncovered. You got it, right?
Yep, he said, Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded.
Yep.
Marduk is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces.
So you got these idols. Even that spirit of Christmas has been taken out of this place, man. I ain't seen a Christmas light. I might see one or two Christmas lights. But they just show you the Lord has broken up this place. The idols are being confounded. You know? But this is the report we're giving you. What else could we tell you? This is what the Lord said. You know? Who are you to question Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? Which this is a perpetual decree. There ain't no way you can overturn this. You know? You got it right.
Con, this is Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
See, and guess what? We actually in that process now. Because you might acknowledge what happened in Egypt, but they don't acknowledge who did it to Egypt. So they don't say it was how by Shem Yahushua. Motherfucker might go into, Pharaoh's chariot was at the bottom, but they don't say, man, Lord did that. You know? So continue.
But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
See? But the Lord liveth. So for you to say something concerning the Pharaoh, you're going to say how about Shem Yahushua. The Lord is going to get his glory. How he got his fame in Egypt. He's going to get his fame was to America. And they said, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children from the land of the north, man. You know, which is here in North America, primarily America, which is Babylon the Great. You know? And they said brought up, because that's going to be a miraculous deliverance. That's how Egypt, that was a crazy, that was very suspenseful. When you read, Exodus 14, you know, tell you how it took all night for the water to split. It gave enough time for the Egyptians to come into on them. And how the chariots separated the two camps. It was very suspenseful, man, but it was a marvelous deliverance. As well as how that destruction took place, where the waters crashed down on Pharaoh's army. Well, the Lord is going to supersede that, man. How the way that World War III is going to take place, that lake of that water of fire, that lake of fire this time, it's going to be by those chariots, man. You know, being delivered from those are vehicles of salvation. You know? But this is how the Lord is going to get his glory, man. That fame. And this ain't going to die out. Like, you going to forget what happened 20 years later. No. This is going to be a forever thing. Actually, this is going to be a high holy day. You know, to forever, man. You know, you got to know why.
Sure.
It's all about our last captivity.
That's it.
You know?
Yep.
So it's gonna be that dream that one far you get away from. You'll be happy that's over with, man.
That's it.
Is that Job 20 chapter?
Oh, that's it. Oh, it's like, yeah.
You know? Job 20. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You see, the American dream, really that's what it is, man. For us, mainly for us, it's the American nightmare, man. But guess what? This nightmare, just like any other dream, it's not going to last almost finna, hey, we finna wake up. Finna wake up meaning what? We finna get delivered. We finna be out of here, man. This dream gonna be over. Well, this nightmare is gonna be over with, man.
But that's why I tell you, let's see,
Yes.
how that, concerning that fourth beast, how they said Daniel was troubled, that night vision was troubling, you know? So that's what it is, the reign of Esau, that's what it is.
Shadow.
God,
This is Job chapter 20 and verse 8.
I started at 4.
Verse 4, it says, knowest thou not of old, since man was placed upon earth,
It said, knowest not thou of old, since man was placed on earth. Go ahead.
that the,
Meaning what? From the beginning. Right? Go ahead.
that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
So guess what? It was already predestinated for them to come into power and to have an expiration date. And the expiration date was going to be what the scripture says is short, man. This is that short reign. You know what I'm saying? This is that short reign right here, man. You took it right out of my mouth. That little season, man. What is that? Romans 8 and 18. This present time.
Somebody hold that.
Yep, get it.
That moment, that hold that on there.
Like one. Go ahead, bro.
Good. But the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but
Can
for
I
a
say something
moment.
real quick? Trying for the wicked being short, you know, when you go back, when this man came into power, to now, that was a short time. Right? When you go into the Renaissance period, which translates to the rebirth, hey, that's heavy. The Lord woke Esau. The Lord brought Esau back to life too. And he had a short run versus the Lord bringing us back to life into immortality. What's that? Is that Psalms? Is that Psalm 10? It's about they come out of the womb.
Oh, you talking about,
Oh, 58, yeah, so like 58 and 3, I believe, yeah. They come out of the womb speaking lies, right? And that actually complements Revelation. Matter of fact, you got it? And somebody can give Revelation the 20th chapter as well.
Yeah, that Psalms 58 and 3. He said the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies.
Right, does that mean that an Edomite baby come out of the womb speaking? No. That's the dark side from when Esau came out of the obscurity he was in. When he came out of the pit. Matter of fact, you got that Revelation 20? He's about 67. Oh, okay, cool. He said, come out for a short. Yep, I got it. Oh, you got to go, huh?
Revelation 7, I mean, it's like a 20 verse 7. Then when the 1,000 years are expired,
Right. Now, you have to have the ability to go into secular history now. Which that's not hidden knowledge. You have to labor and toil for it. When you go into Esau coming into power, what was that, from the latter parts of the 1300s, right, to, Salakia, from all right, let me see. That was right. Well, AD 3.
oh yeah, like 18
Yeah, AD until the 1300s. Give or take a couple of hundred years, whatever. It roughly rounds out to 1,000 years. Right? That proves that the Bible reigns supreme. See? So Esau, after that 1,000-year period, he came into power as projected. Read that again.
God. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
See, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Meaning what? What does that prison represent? The constraints. Well, Esau wouldn't have the liberty to go out and conquer. That shows you that there's forces at work that override the determination of men. So Esau couldn't go out and conquer because it was chains on for those 1,000 years, bro.
It said go out to deceive the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Right, so when he came out of the pit, what did he do? Read that again.
It said go out to deceive the nations,
See?
which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Let's read that Psalms again. Psalm 58 again. Scriptures tell you how he would go out of the pit to deceive the nation. Oh, we were speaking about that earlier, how the scripture speaks about that woman being a deep pit. That's the womb. A womb is a pit. See? Go ahead.
This Psalms 58 and 3. He said the wicked are estranged from the womb.
See? Are estranged from the womb. That's the pit. Go ahead.
They go astray as soon as they be born.
Oh, the Renaissance period. When you go into that word Renaissance, it translates to rebirth. So they come out of the womb as soon as they're born. Go ahead.
Speaking lies.
Speaking lies, which goes right until they come out of the pit to deceive the nations. That's a dark saying in Psalm 58 concerning the triumphing of the wicked. See? Go ahead, let's read this again.
It says, and when the thousand years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his
He
prison.
said, come out of the womb. Go ahead.
It shall go out to deceive the nations,
Speaking lies. Go ahead.
which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Uh-huh.
It said Gog and Magog to gather them to battle, the number of whom is the sand of the sea.
Right, and that's going to be the climax of the so-called white man sector and his influence. It's going to lead to a third world war. And it makes sense, because remember, his blessing is the sword. So why wouldn't his end? You know, you have some hothead nigga who always robbing and shooting and looting. You don't expect his end, right? You damn near anticipate to get that phone call. You heard about Junebug, I knew it. That's the same with Esau, the so-called white man. And it's in the records. And as we watch his life play out, matter of fact, give me that real quick. When I say life, that translation to his time to rule. Give me Job, the 8th chapter. I think it's that Job, 8th or the 7th chapter. We still holding Job, the 20th chapter, right? Because again, we are commanded to condemn the so-called white man. That's why we're here, man. You know, hey, anything else is being in denial. You got a lump on your breast and you refuse to address it. You in denial, you know what I'm saying? McDonald's is a lump, all right? Niggas with their pants hanging out their ass in a 40 with an extendo is a lump. That's a symptom. See? Wickedness being at its height, that's one of the symptoms that we come to the conclusion, oh shit, this must be the worst case scenario that the scriptures predict. What else? Think about it, right? What else could come after this? Like, what else could come after this? That's why you hear the saying, take him out of his misery. Someone coughing up blood and he moping around. What else can come after that? The only thing that can come after that is really life, because he's going to die and then you're going to have to come back regenerate. 8 and 1.
So 8 and 1. Then answer Bildad.
7, try 7.
This Job 7:1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth?
See, is there not appointed time to man upon earth, boy? Nigga, man, bat out of hell, literally. You know, they got the rainbow little setup. Nigga came out like a bat out of hell. And literally, man. And where you going, all right? That's why if you're true in the spirit, you want to see death. You want to see death. Well, I think you made that point earlier. Oh no, it was on the chat. The famine makes more and more sense. Famine makes a whole lot of sense to combat you niggas, man. Yeah, come on, let's read that again.
Yep, Job 7 and 1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth?
Right, and with the naked eye, this is truly Babylon. Yep, place of confusion. Yeah, read that again.
Yep, Job 7 and 1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth?
And again, with the naked eye, you will read that, and you will translate it to, you know, the dynamic of being born, you know, and then you run your course through life and you die. And that applies. Yeah, that actually applies. But we view the scriptures through spiritual lenses. There's a spiritual overtone to the scriptures. And even when you consider the law, it's a spiritual overtone to the law. Like, for example, the mixed fabrics. What's the spiritual overtone to that? That goes into doctrines. You see? Scriptures tell you in Isaiah the 30th chapter, they have taken a covering, but not of my spirit. So the spiritual overtone of what we read in here as touching men given the appointed time on earth, that translates to kingdoms and empires, man, which falls under the banners of the teachings of Yahushua. Yahushua was teaching about rulership. That's Matthew the 10th chapter. Right? Go ahead.
He said, are not his days also like the days of a hireling?
Right. That's the so-called white man, as well as other nations. When we talk about Esau, seeing that this is his season, right? Well, his days is as of a hireling, meaning he's nothing more than a prop in the drama of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Man, this confusing. Like, this dude right about there, right behind him, a nigga trapped in the late 2000s. And he gonna stunt, and they gonna stunt to the family comes. He's determined to stunt. Yeah. His whole shit is based upon stunt. Yeah, I got a drop top. Go ahead, Doc.
Yep. Verse 2, he said,
Yeah, read it again. Read the first verse.
Yep, verse 1. Job 7 and 1, is there not an appointed time to a man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling?
Like the days of a hireling. If I hire you, that means you're not going to be there forever. You got a particular job, and that's it. I'm going to discard you, and I'm going to get rid of you. That's the same with Esau in his very presence. He's only here to fulfill a job. He's a hireling. He was set up to establish wickedness in the earth, man. Like the brothers read in 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. If the place be sown where wickedness be passed not away, then cannot there be sown where righteousness dwelleth. So Esau and his den is a necessary evil. You had to have McDonald's. You had to have killer clowns from outer space. That's going to these niggas, yeah. Niggas with a curly mohawk, yet he have the vigor, he a gangster. That's crazy, man, that's confusing. That had to happen. All right, that's it on that. Let's go to, you got something? Job 20, yeah. Oh, matter of fact, before you get that Romans, the 8th chapter. Y'all was holding that, right? And go into the blue letter on that. That's confused. This is confusion at its height, man. And see, now we are developing the old custom. And that's the standard. See, we can only measure that this is strange based upon the prototype. You know, somebody said, hold up, that's, you know, the original Mustang would have, you know, see what I'm saying? So now we have been given a glimpse into the old world in the standard. So that's why we're able to boldly proclaim that this place is off. This place off, man. Yahushua, right? Yahushua gave us a, Yahushua make his point. That's weird. That, you think about the ancient world, right? That's a mess with the ancient world. Some nigga with a clean face walking by with some Chicleto sandals and some tights. Yet he's physically fit enough to challenge you and beat you. You know, look, man, enough of this place. We want out, all right? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Romans 8 and 18.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present
Hey, that's
time.
beautiful, man. Y'all see how that's art, man.
And it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I've been seeing things. Yeah. That's art, man. You know how, like, if you go into, remember the old DVDs? Well, the DVD had different scenes. Like you have this chapter, and each scene have a title, right? That's how these days are. Right, yeah, exactly. This is a scene in the drama, man. And believe you me, the ministry is going to eventually wrap up, and guess what's going to happen? The Lord going to bring the flood in. Remember what happened with Noah? After he was safely secured into the ark, that's when the floods came and began to beat upon the house. Well,
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time.
right, that's concerning this present life, this present time. And it is vexing, bro. It's vexing to have to endure the BS you have to endure under the watch of Esau. And you know what it's equivalent to? You playing tea party with your little girl, right? She take you into her little imaginary world and you have to play it off with her. That's essentially what it is dealing with Esau. Because this man is a child. The scriptures say children of your oppressors. So really you have to dumb it down. You have to dumb it down to fit into this society. Straight up. Is that correct? You have to dumb it down to fit into this society. You at work with your co-workers, you have to dumb it down. You have to talk about sports, or you have to talk about certain things that happen in his life. You can't expound on the deep mysteries of how about something outside with the people. You can't talk about the secrets. See? Go ahead, Doc.
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Right, the glory that should be revealed in us. Right? Because that's so how heavy the Lord is. Hey, the Lord's anger was revealed in us. When we came over in them ships, the wrath of the Lord was revealed in us. You was being beaten, whipped, and castrated. But then as we move closer to the kingdom of heaven, the Lord's glory is going to be revealed in us. The Lord ain't got to come off his throne to reveal himself. He uses vessels to reveal himself. So his anger was revealed in us. Now his glory about to be revealed in us. The favor of the Lord. Yeah, come on.
Like it's Isaiah 60th chapter.
Right.
First verse. I got a precept for you.
Yeah, come on.
1 Corinthians 4 and verse 17, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Just like we just read. The brother just read in Romans 8 and 18. All right? It says for our light affliction. Meaning what? Anything that the Most High through Yahweh shall allow you to go through. It's considered a light affliction. Their brothers go through hell. You know, sisters also, as they say in the world, we go through hell and high water, man. All right? But it's considered as a light affliction. And one reason why it's considered as a light affliction, Hebrews the 12th chapter tell us, hey, consider Yahweh Shai, man, which is the author and the finisher of our faith. So when you're going through your affliction, which the scripture calls it as a light affliction, that's why it's called as a light affliction. Because it's one that sits in a realm of affliction that you never even thought of. You can't even stand in the same auditorium at. See, that's it. But that's light affliction.
Right. We have to endure that.
You got to endure that right there.
We have to endure it.
It says, for our light affliction.
That nigga beat the brakes.
Man, I'm talking about for real. I'm talking about do all type of judo chops. Hey, it said
that motherfucker jacked up, man. he got endurance.
Boy, he tell with a judo.
Yeah, that motherfucker. He got the best of him.
Man, real
10 minutes later, he's back.
He's still. What you want? It said, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment. See that? Which is but for a moment. This is that moment right here, man. All right, a moment is like a quick instant. And to the Most High, this is a moment. You know what I'm saying? What 40 years is like an hour.
Right.
See what I'm saying? What is that? 2 Peter 3 and 8. That give you the
Somebody get that 2 Peter 3 as well.
right.
Yeah, because this is transition of power. You got
that give you a scale of time when it comes to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and the angels, and the time that we on. All right, so it says, "For we look not, Salaki, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment." It says, "Worketh for us." That separation, meaning those that are getting hell put upon them.
Right.
Those that have that affliction. Because, what is that? Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 1 tells us, "My son, prepare thy soul for temptation." All right? But it didn't say somebody outside of the temple, somebody that don't believe. It says possession. My son.
Right.
Meaning what? Those that are being accepted.
Right.
What is that? Hebrews the 12th chapter? For all of us are partakers of the chastisement. Meaning what? The ones that have been accepted. But if you're not a part of the chastisement, you're considered a bastard. All right? So it says, keep going. It says, "Working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." So what we're going through right now is a reward for it. All right? We're going to get, what's the word I'm looking for? Recompense. All right? We're going to get a payment, man. What is that? Ecclesiastes, money is a defense, or wisdom is a defense, and it tells you what's the defense that wisdom is going to lead to.
The excellency of wisdom.
That's it. The excellency of wisdom. That's it.
Brings forth life.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So it says, verse 18, "While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal."
Right. What are the things that seen? Things pertaining to this world. Yep, that's short season. The tangible things that you can reach out and touch. That's why Esau is part of his snare. Because when you consider a snare heavy, man. And that's why Yahweh Shai knows that a snare is very heavy. Because it's like a maturation. It's a beautiful depth. You know, it's like art. You're drawn in by your own lust. Then once you're drawn in, you're ensnared. But the one who laid the snare really is justified in a sense. So the Lord, he used Esau as that cunning hunter to snare you people. For an example, careers. Especially like with a lot of our women. All right? Really, you're supposed to guide the house. But Esau created this reality of careers. That's temporal. There's something that you're chasing that has a temporal overtone to it, man. Because it goes against the natural laws, if you will, nature. So you can understand. Something that's naturally laid out. Esau is contrary. He's adverse to righteousness. Oh, for an example, right, real quick, I want to just make a quick point. I came across this information. Well, you have these genetically modified, this wild right here too.
We got like water in it.
They feed them and shit. You got, fucking bottle. Esau got to go, man. That's that strange nation, right? What's that, Ecclesiastes 36? But yeah, I wanted to make a quick point, right? There was information came out. Of course we know that there's genetically modified organisms, this meat that you eat. I remember the image that they had, the KFC chicken. I don't know if was that real. I don't know. Right, the shit, yeah. But I saw another one, a pat. You saw the burger?
Yeah, I seen that. That was
Right?
real.
Yeah, hey.
That shit real.
I went put it past it, right? But so of course we know there's genetically modified organisms.
Right.
But they actually made genetically modified salmon, and they actually had life. They was made, and they let them out in the ocean, and guess what they did? they start eating all the real salmon, man. They ain't even eat no other species. They start eating the other real salmon, man. They show you how bad Yahweh Shem Yahushua is. Yeah. Just go ahead, you read.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, read that again and look up that word temple. Matter of fact, somebody, you got to do that over there?
Yeah.
Then when you read, look up that word temple.
All right, God. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18 says, while we look not at the things which are seen.
Right, again, we put no stock into the things that are seen. Understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is temporal, man. It's all temporal. And that actually gives us a leg up, so to speak, in the race. This is what contributes to that stability of our time that the scripture speaks of. And there I go again. You see it? You see it's hanging right over there? Come on, man. What's going on? Right. See, but when you know the future, then that develops the spirit of anticipation. And that puts you in a certain category. If you're an anticipator versus a reactor, who's in a better position now? Hey, if I'm anticipating that car to bail into us, right, then that means I'm going to take cover. What's that, Proverbs 22nd chapter? But if I have to react to the car coming, that means I'm in a situation, you see? So the Holy Spirit, that's why when you read Proverbs the 2nd chapter, it goes into the qualities of the Holy Spirit, man. And the fact that it serves as a preserver, seeing that you anticipate all hell breaking loose. Imagine when the power go out or the famine hit. We're going to have the luxury of calling other brothers or speaking with other brothers and being comforted. And even if you're not around other brothers, you have retained this information, so now you revert to the scriptures. Now you comforted. Come on.
We'll read it again. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 18. For we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Right, which is concerning the world to come, man. So we have developed those eyes. We think in long range. Remember that saying? We think in long range. Go ahead.
It says, for the things which are seen.
Hey, because imagine, if your stock is into this world versus the world to come, which is perpetual, then there's going to be a letdown. Once your reality starts to break down around you, then that's going to be a letdown because this was your be-all, end-all, man. And that really applies to the people on this side, all right, who have made America their refuge. They can't see past this place. When the fact of the matter is, there's a kingdom being prepared. There's a kingdom being prepared that's going to eclipse everything that you ever thought you perceived or, interpreted to be a form of refuge or stability.
I'm pretty sure for you.
And because the nigga now, as long as they got enough bread to stunt, that's an achievement. That shit temporal, man. Go ahead.
Just back on what you said. Isaiah 30 and 3. Therefore shall the script, matter of fact, make 3 make sense. Let me go to 2. Isaiah 30 and 2.
Start at the top.
Yep, I will start at the top. Yep. Isaiah 30 and 1. Corners in verse 3. It says, woe to the rebellious children.
Right, and again, that goes to the people on this side. All right? And what makes you rebellious? Your unwillingness to return to your power, man. And none of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there can't say that you haven't been briefed on Israel. Remember how the Lord set up Kanye and Kyrie to reach and penetrate into the deep crevices of Israel. Right. You niggas that's watching Sports Center and First Take all day, well, you heard about Israel, man, or the controversy. Or you guys that's into the world and social media, Israel all over the place, man. And you're not required to know the deep, deep, deep mystery right initially. Remember, the scripture says, search not out things that's too hard for thee, neither the things that's above thy strength. Furthermore, the milk is where you're nurtured and brought back into wisdom.
That's your foundation.
That's your foundation. And that's one of the steps. What's that? 2nd Ezra 2, where it speaks about, that the mother embracing thy children. So all you got to do is learn that you're an Israelite. That's where we at. Everything good? Okay, because I see something right here. Oh, the brother just ain't got it flipped. Okay. Yeah, so the Lord set up all these different groups as entry-level Israelites to brief you that you are Israelites. So that's the first step, if you will. And if you of the elect, you're going to continue to seek. You're going to find that you're an Israelite, but you're going to be consumed by the truth. Your universe is going to revolve around it, so to speak. You're going to find that you're an Israelite. Yeah, man. Hey, you should say that nigga. This is McDonald's fries in the other part. But the elect, right, they're going to come in and it's going to pique their interest. They're going to hear this word, right, and what's going to happen. They're not going to be just satisfied with that. They're going to know it's more. They're going to start seeking and seeking. Then they're going to be rooted and grounded in Yahweh Shai ultimately. But you can't say that the Lord didn't give all the Israelites the opportunity to do it. See? Go ahead, Ak.
It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that taketh counsel, but not of me.
See, they take counsel, but not of the Lord. See?
It says, and that,
man,
real talk. Yeah, you ain't did it. Look at
oh, that's spirit.
See?
Yeah, that's spirit.
Bill and beer. It says, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Right, yeah, you cover with the covering, but not the spirit of the Lord. And that's going to pretty much seal your fate. Matter of fact, let's prove that. Go to that Ezekiel, the 9th chapter real quick. Hey, because in war you actually have uniforms to distinguish who's who. Or like sports, you have two opposing forces. Then you have the home team, they have on the home uniform, and then you have the visitor's uniform. That's spiritual. So you don't know that guy personally or nothing. You chasing him down based upon that uniform he got on. Well, when the angels, which the angels are already dispersed, if you don't have the covering of Yahweh Shai, they're going to leap on you.
Hey, if your light ain't on.
Right, yeah. Well, that's actually the covering. That's bad, huh? That's the uniform, the light. You got it up.
God, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Right, the midst of Jerusalem. Again, that applies to the people on this side. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So there's been angels that have been given orders. They have been dispersed throughout the midst of Jerusalem. Remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Go ahead.
It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
And what's that mark? That mark is Yahweh Shai. It's understanding. We're covered with Yahweh Shai. You know how we know that? Because that word mark, when you look it up in the Hebrew, the word there's the wa. It translates to what? Being exempt from judgment. And who does the scriptures refer to as the Savior? The deliverer, Yahweh Shai. So that's an element that comes with being exempt. So that means that mark really goes back to Yahweh Shai. You have the blood of Yahweh Shai covering. Well,
That's it. That's the spirit.
yeah.
Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 7. In whom we have redemption through his blood.
See, we have redemption through his blood, man. It goes into the Redeemer of Israel, Yahweh Shai. through his blood covered us. And that's not a new idea. We go into Egypt, right?
That's it.
Remember?
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
You know, you had to cover that doorpost with the blood. That doorpost represents your mind here in this lifetime. The entry point to immortality. The entry point to immortality. Esau was using all those resources. He was in the lab making suits to withstand the, right?
Yep.
When all the time, the entry point to immortality was right here.
Yep.
It was your reasoning. That's why it's an emphasis on wisdom. That's what pleases Yahweh Shema Shah. Go ahead.
It says, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sin.
See, the forgiveness of sins. Hey, and that's comfort too, because we go off and the Lord will put some in your life, and it applies to who it applies to, right? But the Lord, if you really watching and being circumspect, the Lord will put some things in your realm to make you acknowledge that you ain't shit. You ain't shit, bro. See that? You thought that was just written. Never think that you got it figured out.
Real talk.
Never think that.
Real.
No, you got this truth. That's why the emphasis on holding fast to what you have been given. Some guys, they get it and think it was just, it was owed to you. Like you're doing the Lord a favor.
Yes.
No, the Lord doing the favor.
And you know the scary part about what you're saying? You don't even control that.
Right, you don't control it. No, you don't control it.
You can't say, well, you know what? I'm gonna, single yourself out.
Remember Peter?
There you go.
Remember
That's
Peter?
That's it. That's it.
Who was beloved.
That's it.
He said, I would
never deny you.
That's why Yahweh Shema Shah cold,
That's
man.
it. And look what happened. He was already rich.
Hey, but think about it. That happened in his life,
Yeah.
so he could
That's true.
consider.
That's true. So he can
That's why I
consider.
said that. You said all brothers should have something there, some thorn there that serves as a reminder, like, Lord,
Yeah.
need you.
Yeah, exactly. Can't do that shit.
No, you can't. If you feel like you got it all figured out, and it's heavy, the Lord will get you like that.
Yeah, that's true.
You working out and kind of
What is that?
This-
What is that? Knowledge puff up.
right,
Get puffed all up.
right. Hey, because really it happens to everyone. When you come in, you get scripture say knowledge puffing up. That don't say certain. It just happens. Case in point, I'm gonna give you an example of that. You the mechanic. You got 4 guys under the hood of a car. You the mechanic.
Yeah.
At that point, you're gonna be puffed up by default.
Yeah, that's true.
You're gonna have to just tell the guy, nah, that ain't the.
Yeah, that's true.
That ain't the bad. That ain't the hot wire. You gonna look puffed up.
Yeah, that's true. Because you know and they
Right,
don't.
because you know that not naturally puffs up.
Puffs up.
That's why the Lord humbles us.
That's true, huh?
Everybody, that's why you have to be humble. Because you know what your cousin don't know. You know what your uncle don't know.
True.
All the time, he was dominating the conversations on the patio. That nigga knew the stats to the Bulls, yeah. But now you got something.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be, But the Lord, what he does, when he entrusts you with it, he put that thorn in your side. That's why, remember Paul, it said he was given the thorn, lest he be...
What it is? I can't remember what it is. What is it? Oh, 2 Corinthians 10. Okay. All right.
And it was speaking about his manifold revelation.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So the Lord buffered that.
Yeah. My grace sufficient enough for thee. Yeah.
Right, so the Lord gonna have a thorn is a reminder. Let's say like you can have a little bit of thorn. That's ain't a big deal. But it'll fuck with you all day at work, man. Well, in your day, it's a small thing, but you keep picking with it.
Irritate.
It's a reminder that it's there. So that's what the Lord do, man. It's something in your life. It should be something there that reminds you that you need the how about Shema Shah.
Right.
That's how you're going to keep moving, man. You don't never feel as if I got a lane I can ride into. No.
Right.
Lord put that reminder there, man. Keep, humble. Go ahead.
It says, according to the riches of his grace.
See? According to the riches of his grace. Anybody have something to that? Come on. Do you guys something? Oh yeah, we're gonna go back to that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's, just get what you do is cool. This second Corinthians 12 and verse 7. Unless I should be exalted above measures.
Right, beautiful. Read that again.
Unless 2 Corinthians 12 and 7.
Yeah.
Unless I should be exalted above measures, through the abundance of the revelation.
See, through the knowledge. So that proves knowledge puffeth up naturally. Everybody, you get puffed up when you get knowledge on all levels. That's not like a bad saying that knowledge puffeth up. It's pretty much showing you what happens when you get that knowledge. Eventually, at some point, you're going to be puffed up, but the Lord combats that by giving you a reminder. First and foremost, what's that, St. John 3? A man can receive nothing except they be given. But those guys who don't get that buffering, then they run with it. Now all of a sudden they got a thumbnail with the hand, a ball of fire, the Nate picture. Right, yeah, come man. But wait, when you got that thorn, you ain't playing like that. Right. And Lord can get me, man.
Exactly.
The Lord,
I've been humble.
Right, the Lord got the Lord got the right to get you.
And you know what that is? That you've been balanced out.
Yeah.
You got supreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but in the same breath, you've been humble.
Right.
To know how to harness. You know.
Well, I'm gonna say another thing too. Listen up out there, man. And any of you, anybody, even myself, take this, to heart, right? There's a platform in which you're supposed to display it. That's how you harness it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's how you harness it.
Yeah, that's right.
You stay within the realms and the boundaries of how the Lord told you to do it. We got a platform to let our light shine.
That's true. You can be puffed up all you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teach all you want.
You exalt your house shine.
That's true. That's it.
But then at the point where a guy who don't know how to harness that power, every point they get, they break it down.
I'm up with a teacher moment.
Right, a teacher moment. Yeah, that's it.
Teacher moment.
And that's the symptom of being puffed up, man. Yeah. Now you're trying to glory in what you know.
Yeah. You know that, man. We done seen it. Remember, we done seen it. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker that told me, I might don't know the Bible like that, but I sure know this blah, blah, blah work. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, it's all good, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you at work, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker turning the wrenches, and you put it to, that reminds me of when we fled out of Egypt.
Yeah, right.
We had to hurry up and, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Yeah, every moment I can take. Well, it tells that in James, the 3rd chapter. It said, be not many masters. The word master, when you go into a teacher, that means like different teacher. Well, now the spirit flare up, yeah. But the Lord gave us a platform in which to shine. See?
Oh, no, don't mind, baby.
Y'all don't mind?
Yeah, y'all good?
No,
Because I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay?
All right.
That's a demon, man.
That's going to be the problem. We'll see.
Call the cops on him.
Yeah.
Wildly. Call the cops on him. While he's taking the picture. Yeah, go ahead.
God, Jeremiah 9, I started verse 23. Thus says the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man in his might.
Right, go ahead.
Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me.
That's when you glory. That you know and understand the Lord, meaning you have the power and ability through the spirit and power of Yahweh to properly navigate through the word. That's glorying in the fact that you know the Lord. That's when you exalt that,
Go ahead. That's a level of humility.
Right.
When you really, you know what I'm saying?
When you teach, that's humility.
Like, hey, I didn't learn this of myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got this from the Most High.
Right.
I know, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
due to the Most High,
Woo.
I got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A proud motherfucker be like, hey, who taught you? He ain't gonna acknowledge it.
Like a
you know
nigga
what I'm
woke
saying?
up one day.
You already know what I'm talking about.
Nigga woke up and he was like, I'm stand up.
That's
Saw a
it.
goddamn video Another black man gets shot. I'm fed up.
Yeah.
And he went into the scriptures.
Yeah, man. Fuck out here.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
And I can't go Deuteronomy 28 chapter.
Exactly.
And it clicked.
Exactly.
Fuck, man.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, you got pins that a video. You went right into the
Real
script.
talk.
Not the
what I'm
camera,
talking
man.
about.
You put it to a physical vibe. Man, we want to hear that, man. Can I say real quick? Hold that thought. Right? Yeah, this is an act of humility too, bro. Teaching the word. Scripture tells you about the two brothers, the two sons, when their father told them to go and work in the vineyard. The one said, yes, I will go, Father. He came across with that humility bullshit. Right? Now what's that? Ecclesiasticus 19, what guys are put on. That's what that parable going into. It said the one said, yes, Father, I will go out and work today. But he didn't go, man. And then the one went, he said, I ain't going. He said, I ain't going. But then he went anyway. And what Yahweh said, which thus twain, meaning these two, did the will of the Father. So it went really about putting on as if it was about doing it. Because they actually call them grunts, if I'm not mistaken. Right there. And a grunt have an element to it, you be like, right now, here again. I mean, not saying you do it grudgingly, but you're enduring the labor. When you labor, Elder Ariella brought that out. Yeah. You know when you in this thing, you start feeling the pains of labor. That's when you know you work. But that goes into that parable. Where the one son said, no, I ain't going. But he actually did it, man. All right, come on. Who's reading?
Yes, like Jeremiah 9:24, it says, but let him that glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me. The eye of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. In these things I delight, says the Lord. So yeah, this is that form of glory in Yahweh Shai by coming out on the highway and claiming his word, man. Doing a video, that's part of that glory in Yahweh Shai.
Let him that glory in this. That's what the just read. Because this actually that rejoicing, the scripture speaks about, that singing, is in the form of teaching his word. But we are actually exalting our power. Really, we're exalting Yahweh Shai. You can't lose sight of that. Real talk in the spirit, everything revolves around Yahweh Shai. That's why he the word. See, so we exalt Yahweh Shai. The scripture speaks about lifting up that banner. If I draw all men unto me, then I will be lifted up. Yahweh Shai is the word. So when you go out here and teach properly, that's why scripture's all over, man. Scriptures, the books are open. That's Revelation, the 5th chapter, which is pretty much a declaration of exposing Yahweh Shai, so to speak, to the people. Introducing you to that great power. You had some of it? Yeah. We still got that Isaiah 30. Yeah, go ahead.
When you say Yahweh Shai, it's all about Yahweh Shai. Hebrews 12:2, it says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith. Yeah, so Yahweh Shai is the author and finisher of our faith, man. Meaning what? He have trailblazed what we're trying to do right now, man. All right? We're trying to be what? Faithful servants. We're trying to endure unto the end. All right? Yahweh Shai already did that. Because remember, Yahweh Shai came to the earth as Yahweh Shai as a servant. Right. All right? He had a job to do. He was a servant. Anybody have a job to do, meaning you're under somebody else. You're a servant. And Yahweh Shai didn't just do the job of the Most High. He completed the job of the Most High. That's why he's the author and the finisher. Right?
And can I say, when you go into that word finisher, in the Greek, one of the words there is to be made perfect.
Right. That's it.
So that's what contributes to the perfection of Yahweh Shai as well. He finished the mission.
Right. It says, It says, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Meaning what? The joy that was set before him, meaning the glory that was going to be revealed in Yahushua. Just like we read Romans 8 chapter, in 8 and 18, it speaks about that. So Yahushua had a glory that was set in front of him, man. Okay? It says endured the cross, meaning what? He survived unto the end. All right? He underwent misfortunes, okay, trials and tribulations, upsets and letdowns, okay, scourges and a beat down. But guess what? He endured all of that because he looked past that.
Right, right.
He already knew what he had to reap if he would endure, if he would absorb all of the shit that he was going to go through. So it says that's why he's the.
That was Solomon.
Exactly. And that's true.
He was made rich. I mean,
Yep,
it's like
yep.
he was rich, but he was made poor
Made
for
poor
our
for our
sakes.
sakes.
Big picture, that's Solomon.
Right.
He was the richest of all kings, right? Yep. Go ahead.
So I'm going to read it again. It says, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith. All right, so he's the author and finisher of what we believe in. It says, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. So if we endure our cross, continue to take up our cross, we're gonna sit down at the right hand of who that's set down at the right hand of the Most High. That's why when you read on in Romans 8 chapter, it speaks about if we suffer with him, all right, we're gonna be glorified together. Meaning what? We're gonna be made joint heirs.
And can I say too, one of the qualities of Yahushua was what? He taught daily in the temple.
See? That's it. That's
So
it.
the story of Yahushua, if you're paying attention, it gives you a glimpse into what's pleasing in the sight of Yahushua. Right? He was pleased with the son, right? What was the son like in his walk centered around? Teaching the word and catching hell, man. So we know that this is most preferred in the sight of Yahushua. Well,
The book of St. Luke 17, verse 7. But which of you, having a servant, plowing or feeding cattle,
right, what? Plowing or feeding cattle, man. That translates to what? Teaching the word. Well,
it says, but say unto him, by and by, he is come from the field, go and sit down to eat. And real, not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself, and serve me, till I have eaten and
see,
drunk.
till I have eaten and drinking. And that goes into what the brother just read. Yahushua, the author and finisher. Now he's at the right hand. So we can't sit in our glory until Yahushua is eating and drinking. So that proves that we have to follow those steps. See? Read that last part again.
It says, but which of you having a, it's like it, and will right not to say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself, and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken,
Right.
and afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
See? And afterwards thou shalt eat and drink. That translates to our glory, which right now, we come across as a marvel. The people marvel at how the ministry is presented, not understanding that the Lord is giving you a glimpse into the new rulers of the planet Earth. Those who are going to actually control the legislations, if you will, right? The vibration on the planet Earth, even down to the trends, so to speak. Right now, the so-called white man created a certain vibration on the planet Earth where it's trendy to be feminine. And on the flip side, it's trendy for a broad, right, to have on a hoodie and have a mask and get to coughing and spit the loogie out. Man, hate this plate with the scrap on top of that. Oh, but we about to move into the purge. Purge is really biblical in certain cases. There's going to be a time where the visitation of Yahweh Shema Shah is going to be up close and personal. And the Lord, again, those death ain't going to come through niggas with skinny leg jeans, man. Right, that's how the death angels open. The death angel's already been loosed. Remember the Mayo incident? All right, come on.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, what was you saying? You wanted us to relocate? Oh, actually, we got a. I'm sorry, we misinterpreted. We got a live stream going. Right. I thought you was just. Yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't know. Man, how long we got to go?
Yeah, we ain't gonna be much longer.
We ain't gonna be much
We ain't gonna be much longer though.
Oh yeah, you're right. All right, y'all have a good one. I mean, yes, respectful. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can't compromise the ministry, man, for the folly of Babylon. Are you kidding? A spear might fly. I might grab that motherfucker. That motherfucker legs be dangling.
I thought she was saying that we
Now
mind
somebody get
for
me.
us for her to take a picture of the sign. I can't stop you from taking a picture of the motherfucking sign.
Right.
But I damn sure we ain't finna move.
No.
Move to the side, man.
See, that was a demon, man. That was a demon.
bro.
It asked us to do such a thing. You know, we sit back and let them fuck around.
You would have did Esau like that, though. You would have dared came up here. If Esau was up there to my and then
They would have came up.
Exactly. What they would have did.
They would have prostrated
Exactly.
in front of Esau. But don't worry about it. Like we said, the plague, the purge coming. Yeah, and that's another thing. These knuckleheads gonna be shooting at night. That let you know this Esau kingdom.
Yeah.
Sword, right? Going into the new year, everybody's shooting guns. Okay.
That's the trend too. Like after these holidays and shit, and be a number of deaths.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
trend.
Oh, that's a heavy point. Shadow of death. That's like a actual tradition. You know, motherfuckers gotta die too, and you know.
Yeah, that's true.
This weekend, over 180 niggas got shot over, over Christmas weekend. Yep. There's a demon come with it. Demon of death. Babylon the Great. The lower regions. Birmingham, one of the lower regions of Babylon the Great, too, man. It's actually in a valley, physically. One of the brothers took the clip where they said Birmingham, one of the unhappiest.
Oh, yeah. Yep. In the whole of America. Yep.
Hey, that's why the Lord set us up. Like the brothers, we got like a austere spirit. Like the Lord set us up to be like that, the very ones to combat these motherfuckers. Yeah, Lord, yeah. I mean, not all the brothers got that spirit, got a certain spirit on. But again, you got to remember the dynamic of the body. And like the girl said, she right.
Yeah,
She said, yeah, man, you got to get to the house this time down here. I done been in, man, I was a fucking Inslee, man, like for the last, and I used to be like, fuck, man.
We're going to get on the floor, man.
Yeah, you had to get on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I would do? I would just try to go ahead and go to sleep, man.
Yeah.
So I could be in another real talk
that's true.
before
Me
the
too.
shit even happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when you up, it's psychological. Like, shit, man. Hey, them niggas be dumping some shit.
Yeah, I ain't playing.
Like, these niggas got some shit from Iraq. I used to enjoy a lot of the rough ones. I moved to the West, man, that for like a few years. It was the worst. But yeah, I just go to sleep. And just wake up in the spirit next day, man. Gotta be careful. We segue over to New Year's Eve destruction. We be out here at 10 o'clock.
It says, read it again, St. Luke 17:8, and will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
Right. So our time come after Yahweh Shai, which complements what the brother just read. Where Yahweh Shai refers to as the author and finisher. And which we are to gauge, you know, and consider. So it said we will come after Yahweh Shai, eating and drinking. Or that also proves too that Yahweh Shai is the foundation in which we are building upon. Now to simplify that, that goes into the scriptures. So what we convey through scriptures is nothing more than the thoughts of Yahweh Shai. What's that, 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter? Where this current kingdom, this fucking cesspool, America, Babylon the Great, is going to be violently moved out of the way. And you can't question that doctrine. Because let's say hypothetically if America continues, right? The days of America was lengthened. Yeah. Then that means you would have to be ready to embrace the fact that your child going to be influenced by homosexuality. Straight up, you got to just deal with that. You have to concede to that. You see? So, if you believe in the God of the Bible, then your instincts should kick in when you hear that doctrine where this won't continue. Right then, some should spark. Oh, that shit makes sense, because if I believe in the Bible and the God of the Bible stands for righteousness, that means that a doctrine promoting the fall of this place must be valid. So that's why the famine comes. Come on.
St. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Right, and that's concerning this present life under the watch of the so-called white man, this current beast system, man. Right? The Lord had to shorten these days, at least no flesh will be remaining to be saved or qualify for salvation. Why? Because you're going to succumb to the air. You got chemtrails. You're already eating genetically modified organisms under the watch of the so-called white man. You got trannies running rampant. There's a very demonic vibration here on the planet, the spirit of death. And I just scratched the surface with that, man. That's the tip of the iceberg. There's demonic legislation. Oh, Biden, he left a tweet. I hope I can find it again. Yeah, he left a tweet. And he signed off on a lot of bipartisan, different laws. Then in his tweet, he sent a tweet, a crazy tweet. He said, yeah, expect more in 2023. He was speaking about legislations, man. Thus fulfilling Isaiah the 10th chapter, where the grievousness of Esau is going to come down on the people on this side. See? Go ahead.
God. It says, and except those days should be shortened.
Right. So that's an example of the poison that comes with this system. His legislations and laws. Because that's going to contribute to the misfortune. It's going to contribute to the calamities. You have to take that transition to that digital currency. It's going to mess everything. It's going to fuck everybody's head up. Go ahead,
And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Right, for the elect's sake, man. That's concerning the true believers of Yahweh Shai, which translates to those who wholeheartedly subscribe to this doctrine. You know, the Bible properly presented. And how is this on display? Through the act of prophesying, projecting the future of America, Babylon the Great. What's that, Jeremiah 28th chapter? Speaks about how the prophets in their true habitat, they would always prophesy against the status quo, you know, the system that was in place. That's how you know the true prophets of old, who was reincarnated and regenerated back in a marvelous work of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. Because faith heavy. We was going into faith and believing. Yeah, you've been called to believe the unbelievable up here. Right. Well, the actual prophets is back to continue in the ministry of Yahweh Shai. And if you're just an American, right, a Babylonian, that's not going to register with your spirit. You have to have the Holy Spirit to entertain that form of teaching. So now, with that said, you're going to have a kingdom, a whole system that's going to be overthrown. The only way that can happen, matter of fact, give me Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, the decree. You got something? Just think about that. A whole system you've been accustomed to is going to be violently uprooted. And it's going to be a reset in the earth. And the people on this side going to rule. That's hard to believe. That's why the scriptures emphasize faith. Go ahead, Arthur. Yep, that's beautiful, yep. Yeah, one that is never thought of and born in prayer. And you know the Lord out there, man. You consider how the heavens, yeah, the sun, the ball of fire suspended on nothing. That's why the doctrine of Yahweh Shai is so out there, so heavy, man. You got to be somewhat crazy to tap into this realm.
All right, come on. Hey, real quick, that's why I said, hey, through the Spirit, we got the greatest hope upon the planet, man.
Yep.
I mean, hey, this is something that, what his name, Stephen King couldn't come up with.
Yeah,
Right name, man. Yeah, what's his name? Spielberg.
Right, yeah.
You know, all of these Jewish Hollywood movies that's supposed to have these outlandish imaginations.
Right.
They can't even come up with what the Spirit, what it, you know what I'm saying? What it is, truth is what it is, stranger than fiction. Yeah. So, and this is the truth, right? So we got the greatest hope, man. It's nothing that can go farther than what we talking about. For us the hope that we have. Come on, bro. We hope that we be beamed up, man, in chariots, man. But the world deems as UFOs, man. What, St. Matthew, the 24th chapter? The angels come from heaven and gather them. Yeah, man. So go ahead,
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 4. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And that's the power of Yahweh Shai. Just the word itself brings forth the action. You know, whatever the king says goes. You know, so where the word of the king, the carriers of that word, they got the authority, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's heavy because that jurisdiction trumps the so-called white man's paperwork, his legislations and laws. You can't somehow cancel out the will of Yahweh Shai. The Lord sanctioned the overthrow of this place. Go ahead.
Where the word of a king is, there is power.
Yep.
And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
Right, and that goes into the naysayers, those who might hear this information, but they can't quite wrap their mind around it. Well, that's equivalent to saying to the king, what you think you're doing? Right, motherfucker come and turn off your power, and you arguing back and forth with him, but he got the jurisdiction to do so. So that's what the scripture said. Who are you to say to me what I'm going to do or not? Oh, we couldn't get that? Yeah. You know what I want. Right, because we're all nothing more than mere mortals, but what separates us is the Holy Spirit. What's that word? Mysteries, when you go into it in the Greek?
Oh, yeah.
It goes into being separated from mere ordinary mortals. So really, that's the first step to immortality. Man. Hey, and guess what? The so-called white man know about this. Because our people look at it like, man, that's some superhero BS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But meanwhile, the so-called white man trying to create spaceships. They understand the technology. They understand the science of the scriptures, man. As it takes to immortality and everlasting life. Hey, get on, hey, Zaki, yep, go ahead,
Psalm 12 and 12. For who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment?
Right, no one can stand up and say, what have you done, Lord? Your cousin sprawled out in the street. You cried all you day. You can't say that to the Lord, man. The Lord already handled that here in the heavens. And that also applies to those who can't quite digest the doctrine or yield to what we're saying. That's equivalent again to saying, what you saying, Lord? What doest thou? Right? Like in the flood. The niggas was in the flood. You know what I mean? So they're saying they was hollering out, why? They couldn't. That held no weight. Your arms too short, the box was gone. But
It says, who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish.
Right, and in this case, the so-called white man, his nation will perish. It's withering as we speak. But what's that? Ezekiel, Ezekiel the 17th chapter? We're speaking about that tree that withering, so-called white man and his descent. Go ahead.
It says, who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou hast made? Or who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men?
Yeah. So who have that jurisdiction to come to the Lord and pretty much check him for the evil he devised against the so-called white man? You don't have that authority. Just like the Lord overthrew the ancient Egyptians. And the so-called white men, they know about that. They got the records. Just like the Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, the 5 neighboring cities. Right? You got something?
So like I had that place.
Oh yeah, come on.
Like this is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample.
Right, making them an ensample. The word ensample goes back to example, which really goes into like a sample size, to try a sample. Right? Go ahead.
Unto those that after should live ungodly.
Right. So Sodom and Gomorrah was left as an example for those who afterward will live ungodly. You can't say that America doesn't fall under that category. Again, you got the LGBTQ, XYZ. All right, you got men pretty much at the mercy of their women. The laws and the system is set up to favor the woman. You paying goddamn child support, everything to vex you, man. And again, we just scratching the surface. If we was to go into, for an example, Bohemian Grove, a bunch of dirty old Edomites out there playing hide and go get. There's a video of this nigga Joe Biden. He's standing behind a baby. I got the clip. You seen him when he sniffed him. There was a strong demon on that nigga, man. It was a look of bliss on his face. And he sniffed the baby back and shit. He was smelling he was smelling the baby's blood. Because they actually do that. They take those those blood baths, the Kardashians, those rituals. You gotta kind of be careful, but hey, it's out here. Truth out, the cat out the bag.
And the bitches come around, scare the goddamn baby.
Right, that's how they do it.
Yeah, kill them.
Right. Yeah, they get the blood at its height.
Yeah.
So they scare the baby, then cut the baby's neck, and they drink the blood, and they kill the
adrenaline.
Right.
You know, that's a devil right there.
Yeah, that's what the fuck going on the planet Earth, man. Under the watch of the so-called white man. Starting with the international bankers, man. Who are driven by perversity, witchcraft, the abominable, what's that? The scriptures speak about the, what it is, and his unrighteousness. One, I think Wisdom of Solomon. Can we get that one? Yeah, because the works of the so-called white man is a testament to who he is, man. So the scriptures make sense. It all ties in beautiful. This man, the scripture speaks about this man not sleeping until he worked that wickedness. This man have, well thought out and calculated a system that's designed by wickedness. And if you operate in righteousness within that system, it's going to be a clash. Right. He's setting up where you can't really even keep the laws, man. You know, in the perfection, if that was the case, if you was looking at physically, the law, you can't keep them under the watch of Esau.
What the scripture in Proverbs, the righteous is an abomination to the just. I mean, Slakia,
I got something.
Okay, come.
Well, I'm pretty sure brother got this.
I misquoted it. It's the wicked is an abomination to the righteous. But brothers know what I'm talking about. Just want to make sure brothers and sisters out there, if I misquoted Proverbs 29. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Oh, okay, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this Proverbs 29:27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Right. So read it again.
Yeah, an unjust man is an abomination.
Unjust man. Right, go ahead.
is an abomination.
An abomination is a filthy thing, man. Right? So an unjust man, and we know who is the most unjust people upon the planet, man. We know who the unjust man is. Esau himself. All right? And his seed, which are the Edomites, which are the so-called white people, man. Or the white man, white race. That's the unjust. Go ahead. You got it, bro.
It says that Wisdom of Solomon, second chapter, how we abstain him from his ways. That's from filthiness. But he said that
That's
abomination.
That's it.
That's
That's it.
filthy thing.
Go ahead.
Yep. He said, unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Right. So who is the just? We are the potential just, man. You know what I'm saying? If we continue into the end, we will be the just, man. All right? Because we upright. We the ones that has that light, man. You know?
We crying out for
We
righteousness.
crying out for righteousness.
We crying out for just faith.
That's
Just
it.
faith.
That's it. That's it. We the ones proclaiming justice. You know?
We the oppositional force.
The opposition to force. That's it. That's it. That's it. Go ahead, bro.
He said,
Go ahead.
and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
Read it one more time.
Yep. He say, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the
All right,
wicked.
so read it one more time. So lock y'all.
Yep. He said, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way.
And he that is upright in the way, when you read Exodus the 23rd chapter, right, in verse 20, 23 and 20, all right, it speaks about that angel that the Most High was sent to keep thee in the way. All right, so that's the way that we're in, which is what? We're coming through the door. What is that, St. John, the 10th chapter? All right, so that's the way. What did Yahushua say to Thomas? I am the way, the truth, and the life, which is the light. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So that's that way that the scripture's talking about. Go ahead.
And he,
And you know, a way, migrates to what? Darkness. You know? So, go ahead, bro.
said, and he that is upright in the way
Yeah, so we upright in the way. Go ahead.
is, and
The building of the temple. Right? Resurrected. Right in the way.
That's it. Go ahead.
he said, he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
Right, so we're in the way, man. We're in Yahushua, man. All right? We're in Yahushua, so we are the abomination to the wicked. This is the wicked, right? We are an abomination to them, man. We are what? A despicable thing unto them, man. And why? Because we upright in the way. As long as we go out pants on our ass, shoot them up, bang, bang, like the brother was talking about, went after these pagan holidays, just being a nigga. You was good. That's what he wanted you to do. But once you claim to be a child of God, you know what I'm saying? He wants you to be everything except for a child of God, which is an Israelite. If you really look at it, when you break it down.
No, you add to the point.
Yasha Allah. He a prince of the power, man. You know, a child of the Most High. You know, once we start waking up to that and claiming that way, that's when we became a fifth. What is that? Am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? All right. Have made thyself a prey. What is that? Yeah, he that part of. See that? A prey by who? The oppressor, man. Right? Now you under their scope pay. They got the scope pay on you now, you know. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, this Wisdom of Solomon 2 in verse 12. He said, therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous,
Right.
because he is not for our turn, and he is clean
And
cut.
we're not for this man's time. This is what's contributed to this beef. You know, we're not for this man ruling. You know, we're not for this man ruling, man.
We anti.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I said prophesy against Mount Seir.
That's it, bro.
You know,
That's it. We was commanded to do this.
That's it.
Yep, that's that struggle in the womb.
That's it.
We're
That's
going
it.
to resist him being over us.
Go ahead, bro.
Yep. He say, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He,
Because of the things that our people do wickedly, but Esau actually is the wicked.
Yeah.
And he even talks about how he's ashamed to even speak of the
Speak
things.
of the things that they do. Yeah.
In dark.
Yep. Like the Elder Michigan saying the Bohemian Grove, and that's some shit they want you to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They let that leak out. What's the
Yeah.
Epstein
Yeah,
Island?
And that ain't nothing compared to what these.
Yeah,
No.
You know, Kanye came, he brought out that, I don't care, you should have a video of me, you know, getting the
popping the door, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't nothing, like, so that just shows you that's the things that these devils do.
That was like light work.
Yeah.
Because Kanye was expecting for the video to come out on that. It might be on another web, a dark web.
Right. You see, man, these guys, man, be wicked, man. And I'm talking about our people, like the brother said. That's why, what is it? Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. That's why we got a job. That's why what the scriptures, brothers, read. What we supposed to do? We supposed to come out, like you said, set your face against Mount Seir. Well, once you set your face against Mount Seir, you're not in cahoots with your people anymore. Because they are not your people. That's why Yahweh Shah said, this is my family. Right? That's why the scripture speaks about being outside of the temple. Right? But when it speaks about in Ezekiel 33rd chapter, when it says, turn from their evil ways. What it speaks about their wicked ways. And that's more about what you said. When it speaks about the wicked in Ezekiel 33rd chapter, you know they ain't talking about Esau. Esau ain't going to turn from his wicked ways. So that's referring to the wickedness of Israel. Right? But if they don't turn from it, what they're going to get? Death and destruction, man. That's what we're doing.
he said, he upbraided us without offending the law and objected to our infirmity, infamy.
That applies to us. We indeed upbraid this devil as such as his offending the law. Constantly highlight the fact that he promotes detestable foods, or nigga came up with some shit spam. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Esau came up with that. Right, yeah, the scripture said we will upbraid him for his offending of the laws, man. He boasts in homosexuality. That's the same thing that got them, got the inhabitants of Sodom and Gomorrah fucked up. I mean, not just that, because it was a gluttonous and a lot of, but it was left as an ensample. That proved that when you look at this system, there was parallels there. Remember, they tried to descend upon the angels and Lot. They wanted to pop them. So what the Lord gonna do with this place? They got apps dedicated to it. Right. Did y'all see the one about the basketball player posed as a brawl? I mean, I don't even want to go into it. I had to show y'all first while even going to it. Yeah, like a coach. I thought y'all probably saw that one. Yeah, man.
Real Elijah Warner, man.
Right, yeah, it's like it was a coach. He was like a homo, man. He posed as
Real, man.
Right, he posed as someone. He wanted the guy on the team.
Right. Oh.
He posed as a broad online, like a fish clickbait shit, and had the guy to post pictures. Then he blackmailed the guy.
Come
It's
on,
real
man.
talk. Oh, anybody with that? I'm gonna show y'all.
You see that? That's Esau.
Yeah.
That was Esau. Yeah.
But that's actually that's an outlet here. You know, you can actually create a dog. Right. Outlet.
Right.
They kind of figure that out a little bit.
Let me say, he upbraided us without offending the law and objected to our infamy, the transgression of our education. He professed to have the knowledge of the Most High.
Right. Do we not profess to have the knowledge of the Most High? Yeah. We read that in Jeremiah the 9th chapter. If you glory in this, that you know and understand me. Go ahead.
And he called himself the child of the Lord.
Right. That's what we identify as Israelites. Yasha Allah. Go ahead.
If we say, he was made to reprove our faults.
Right, we were designed to come up against Esau. Well,
He is grievous unto us. He is grievous unto us, even to behold.
right. Scripture said we are grievous unto Esau, even to behold. That complements Psalm 23. The Lord said he prepared a table in the presence of our enemies. See? Go ahead.
Yep, he say, for his life is not like other men.
Uh-huh.
His ways are of another
And
fashion.
that proves that Esau has really assessed us, man. You know, he's like a weird scientist. He check out everything. What's that? Daniel 28? Ezekiel 28, Slacky, the hard from Ezekiel. So he have thoroughly assessed Israel, and he know those whose ways are like another. We are not in the fashion of the world, man.
Yep. He say-
Ultimately, we stand stiffly for righteousness. Go ahead.
He said, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
Yeah, and that's our perspective concerning the so-called white man. They counterfeit. Everything is built upon lies, falsehood, deception. They say they're the Israelites, they're not the Israelites. That's the first fight. That's equivalent to catching a nigga. You told me that wasn't in the glove department. You know, now I can't believe you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he said he esteemed
No, you
of,
put a nigga looking at the glove department. That's Esau. Go ahead.
we are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
Uh-huh.
He obtained it. It's like he abstained from our ways as from filthiness.
Right, and we abstain from Esau as filthiness. What's that, Ecclesiastes 13? It's pretty much like, you know, get away. That minister cloth dynamic, yeah. That's what you develop when you come into the truth, man. You pretty much shun evil. You get to the point where if you had a chance to catch somebody, nobody ain't looking. Like, that's the spirit that's supposed to be on you. What scripture tell you, remember the guy got stuck with the javelin and it pleased the Lord. You should be in that spirit. If I could catch him up, ain't nobody looking. And you that nigga drag him off the tree. I was gonna say. Come on,
Yep. He said he pronouncing the end of the just to be blessed.
yeah, that's our stance. We project that at the end, when the smoke clear and the dust settles, the elect is going to rise to the top. Go ahead.
And making his boast that the Most High is his Father.
Right, that's what we boast in. That's our power. Go ahead.
Let us see if his words be true,
Uh-huh.
and let us prove what shall happen in the end
And that's
of
what
him.
them devils going to do. They're going to examine us. We can do that. All right? They're going to examine us. They're going to try to descend upon certain brothers. That's the story. But what's the point then? It goes back to your original point. Good is set against evil. The righteous is an abomination to the wicked. That's the yin and yang effect. That's that struggle in the wound dynamic. All right? Hey, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there. And as always, you believe. To the next time, shalom.
Shalom, ETA, Abba, Abba, soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Have a fucked up New Year's.
Yeah, have a gruesome